Hey everybody, what's up? Hope you're having a good weekend. Hope you're enjoying the Super Bowl. Just wanted to react to a quick video posted a week and a half ago. And I didn't see it, and I just saw it today, so I just wanted to quickly follow up on that with you guys. It's just a video from Nanos polling, just showing a quick update, and we'll have a look at that, and then we'll talk about it a little bit after.
Welcome to CTV News Trendline with Michael Stittle and Nick Nanos.
And let's look at the current situation too. I mean, the stakes are pretty high for the Liberals. What's your latest ballot tracking at?
Well, they're still 13 points back. That's not great for any party to be 13 points back. The Conservatives are at 39. They're down 2. Liberals are at 26, down 1. NDP up 3. Like, that's still, all of that's within the margin of error, so we have to be a little careful. But, with the NDP at 21 and the Liberals at 26, that's only five points between those two. And if that gap closes, what do we say? Jagmeet Singh might have an itchy election trigger finger. I don't know if that's possible. But
I hope so.
The thing is if the NDP numbers go up, that's really bad news for the Liberals and very good news for the Conservatives with those vote splits. Bloc at 8, Green Party 4, People's Party at 2. But the Conservatives still ahead very comfortably. And I'm watching that Liberal NDP, those two numbers, because if they start to narrow, that'll be very bad news. Then again, if the Liberals can pull away from the NDP, they'll be able to get a little bit of a break, at least from a trend line that hasn't been favoring them for quite a while.
And that NDP Liberal governing deal is set to expire next year, so it's coming up fast. So it should be an interesting year ahead. Nick, what about the preferred PM numbers for Trudeau and the other leaders?
Yeah, not much better. Pierre Poilievre still has an advantage. He's at around 32. He's down a little bit, but within the margin of error. Justin Trudeau is back of Pierre Poilievre, and Jagmeet Singh is even further back at around 16% from both Justin Trudeau and Pierre Poilievre.
Okay, so that's pretty much the update there. They just show the preferred party and then the preferred person that leads the party, who would be the preferred Prime Minister of Canada. So a couple things I just want to talk about there. We do see that the NDP, as Nick Nanos mentioned, they are moving closer to the Liberals. And he's right. That could maybe that makes Jagmeet Singh think that he's closer to being Prime Minister, or at least the official opposition, as he gets closer and closer to Trudeau. The problem for him, though, is when you look at this over here at the bottom, his numbers actually go down just by entering his name, right? So people like the NDPs, but they don't like Jagmeet Singh. So that tells me that they need a new leader. And since he's not a very favorably very high, I don't see him inching closer. I can actually see people maybe backing off from the NDP because, again, he is so unbearable and so unlikable. That being said, maybe he does something, starts to side with the Conservatives a little bit more. Maybe he breaks off the coalition officially. People start to like him a little bit more. Maybe those numbers rise. He gets closer to Trudeau, or maybe even above Trudeau. And then he just has whole votes with the Conservatives and the Bloc, et cetera, to have a vote of non-confidence, which would trigger an election. A lot needs to happen for that to happen, of course. I don't think it's going to. I think Jagmeet Singh is very unlikable. I think that his favorability is not going to be going up that much at all, if any, maybe even go down. And, Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives are down a couple points. I know a lot of people they don't like Pierre Poilievre because he's such an attack dog and he just kind of hammers it home. But if you want to get anything done in this world, you kind of have to be a bit of an asshole. Not being an attack dog like Aaron O'Toole didn't work. Aaron O'Toole and the Conservatives should have beat Trudeau in 2021. But when you have a weak, unlikable leader, people are just going to stay with the status quo. Pierre Poilievre, even though he's a bit of an asshole, he is much more likable than Trudeau and Singh. Almost combined, and not quite, but he's got 10 points on Trudeau, and just in that regard, and then he's got about 15% in terms of leading in the general election or the federal election, which is set to happen next October. So So October of 2025, rather. So that's a long time away, and that's very disappointing. I really, really hope that we can't have an election, but like we've mentioned before on this channel, and as some of you have reminded me in the comments, that Jagmeet Singh is very unlikely to take that risk unless it's very clear he's going to win or at least become the official opposition. Because if he doesn't and he stays in third place, and his favorability keeps dropping, maybe his party ousts him out before he can get his pension, and he's not going to let that happen. So, I mean, it looks like we're stuck. I don't know if there's any other way that we can possibly trigger an election. I know the Conservatives have been going around doing petitions, getting a lot of signatures. But that being said, I don't think that qualifies to trigger an election. If there is any other way and you know about it, please let me know, because I'm trying to figure out another way that we can have an election without depending on the Jagmeet Singh and the NDPs. But it seems to me like that's the only way. Or unless Justin Trudeau himself calls an election, but he's getting killed right now, so that's not going to happen. Maybe he does if he starts to get closer to Pierre Poilievre in the polls, but I just don't see him doing it. And, it's really disappointing. It's nice to see Pierre Poilievre, being so far ahead of Trudeau, but the fact that we have to wait, another year and a half, basically, almost 2 years for another election, is just what's gonna be left of Canada by then? Is the middle class gonna be completely gone? How many more small businesses are gonna close? How many more homeless people are there gonna be? It's just, what's the price of rent gonna be? How bad is inflation gonna be? What new crazy policy is he gonna enact? I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. It's really disappointing. But try to keep some faith out there, guys. I know it's difficult. Try to enjoy the Super Bowl if you're a football fan. Try to just take your mind off it in some way. But it's not looking good in terms of having an election anytime soon. The good news is that when we do have an election, it's very likely that this clown of a prime minister is finally gone, and we can all take a little bit of a breath. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you continue to have a good weekend. I hope you continue to comment and view my channel. I really appreciate this. I really appreciate all the subscriptions. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back shortly.